Merry Christmas, everyone, and today is December the 2nd, which means it's day 2 of the Mary Martelli Christmas Advent Calendar, and I can't wait to show you what you received in your box for today. And today it is all about the Martelli Swedish Heart, and you are going to be making the Martelli Swedish Heart fabric baskets. So in your kit, you will have received either a fabric that is blue and silver or blue and gold, and you would have received some red and green 10-inch squares. You would have also received either a red or a green ribbon and a satin cord, and you would have got your 2 templates to make your Swedish hearts today. And this is what you're going to be making. Here are some of our Swedish heart baskets that you'll be making. Here it is with the red and the green. Cute little easy project. And we're going to go through everything and putting these together. Here it is in the blue and gold, blue and silver. You're going to have so much fun. I hope you enjoy making these. And let's get started. So how many of you are truly excited about the Swedish hearts and be able to make them with fabric? Well, I am, and I cannot wait to show you this project. So what I have in front of me is what you would have received in when you opened up your gift. So you would have got a red and a green 10-inch square, and everybody's is going to be different. You would have got your Heat and Bond Ultra, so you would have got a piece of that. Of course, you would have got your 2 templates. You would have either got a red or a green ribbon, and you would have got also a piece of the nylon cording. Now, of the other fabrics, some of you are going to get the gold with the gold blue, or you're going to get the silver with the silver blue. So everybody's, it might be a little bit different, but you're going to get this, either this combination or this combination. The only thing that's going to be different is the blue and the silver or the blue and the gold. We just wanted to give you a variety of fabrics so that you can make a whole bunch of these Swedish hearts. Now you're probably going to need more of the Heat Bond because I think you have enough here to make 2 of them. All right, so let's get started on putting this together. Again, this is a no-sew project, and how much do you love no-sew projects? And this being December the 2nd, you got a lot going on before Christmas, so I thought you would really love making this project. So here's the 2 different shapes that you have to make our Swedish hearts, and they can be made as these baskets as we have here in the pattern, but you could also just cut single pieces and make single hearts. So I've got some examples to show you of some of the Swedish hearts that we've made. So you'll see one has the curves that's on it. I don't know if you can see that very well. And then one of them is just the straight lines, the Swedish heart here. So here is the one with just the straight lines. So this is the one, this is what you're going to be making, is this one right here. That one's a curve. Let me get back to where my straight lines are. I got them mixed up here. Curves, let's go back to curves. All right, so here's my straight ones. Here's the straight line. So here it is with showing it with 2 different fabrics of the fairy frost. Here it is showing it with the blue and silver and the little basket that you're going to, how easy it is to create this. So this one is cut exactly as it's cut with this one, but you could change it up a little bit. So I'm going to go to where if I just cut 3, instead of cutting all of them, I just cut this one, and this one, just leave, cut every other one, then I can have this look right here. If I wanted to change it up again, here it is with the fabric, with the cotton fabric with the red and the green. Here it also is where I cut every single line to create this look here. But what if I wanted to change up the variation of this one? So this look here is where I cut the 2, I skipped one cut and then I cut the center. So I just cut the 3 centers and it created this look on this one. This one here, I cut the outer pieces, and then I only cut the center. So it's still 3 cuts, but I didn't cut the 2 outside of the center. And it gave me this look here. So these are all with the little baskets. But if you was just to take a single piece and flip them together, it's not a basket, it just makes a cute little hanging heart. So that's with the one that has the 6 lines on it with the 5 cuts. Now the one that's curved, again, all kinds of variations that you can do with the curved one. So the basic curved one is, let me pull that one up. I think it's going to be this one right here. This one's done with the red and the green, cut exactly how it was cut on this one. And here is one, I think I got one, this one. This one's done with a single, cut exactly how it was cut. Now the variations on these are a little bit different. So this one here, let me see if it's the same. It might be the same. Yeah, this one's the exact same with the cuts on this one. Let me see if this one's the same. This one is the same also. But I did do one slight variation. So here I have this one. So what I did with this one is I went ahead and cut a straight line right down this centerpiece, and it created this look here. By just, after I had cut it, then I cut straight up the center. This one might be the same way. Nope, it's exactly cut the same way. So I think that was the only variation I could think of to do this one would be just to cut straight up, down up this line, just to give it another look. But again, both of these are absolutely fun to do, and we're going to put them together. The hard part to me was the weaving. When you're doing the 2 singles, you're just easily just weaving them through. But if you're doing the ones with the basket where you have the fabric folded, you got to open it and go over and in and over and in, and we're going to go through all of that, how easy it is to put together. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your fabrics, press them very well, and then you're going to go ahead and cut them into 3-inch strips. So you need the fabrics to be 3 inches by 10 inches. And that's what I have here, my 3-inch strips. For each one, each strip for the basket, you're going to have the fabric on both sides. So here, this one is my 3-inch strips. I've got them already pressed, and I already have them with the fusible. But here is my blue and my silver. You're going to need 2 of the dark, 2 of the light, and then you're going to put 1 heat bond strip between the 2 layers. So let's go to the iron. Let's go ahead and get this one pressed up. I already have this one done, and we're going to get one of these all pressed up. So you're just going to be sure to have them all nice and pressed. You're going to put your fusible onto the wrong side of your fabric pieces, already cut into 3 by 10 inch pieces. So I'm just center this on here. And it could be slightly smaller if you wanted to. If you want, you can get some wax paper or some parchment paper to kind of protect your surface. I just kind of get it started, flip this over, and just pressing it on here. You're going to do this to both of the pieces, and I already have one done on one of my silvers, so I'm just going to heat it back up. Once you have it pressed, let it cool for a second. And then you're going to take the paper off. So I like to score it. And then it's easy, once you score it, it's easy to just be able to pull the paper off. Let's go ahead and get our blue one scored. Pull the paper off. All right, so now I'm going to take my white or light fabric. I'm going to place it wrong side down, right side up. And then the other piece, center this one on here. And now we're going to press it to seal it in. Just takes a few seconds just to get it nice and hot. And then I'm going to teach you one more trick. Nice and hot. All right, so we have to fold these. So go ahead and fold them in half. And I want a nice crease right here. So I'm going to crease that fold. Want a nice crease on that fold. All right. Once you have that done, now we're going to head on over back to our cutting station and we're going to get cutting. I didn't get the crease put in these, but I'm going to just press them here. So you're just going to figure out which one you're going to put on to which one. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and iron these. It works so much better, particularly when you're working with these, to have that crease in it at the fold because it's going to hold it all together. Another tool that I think you're going to find useful in putting this together, besides just the template and your 28 millimeter works really good, and using some scissors maybe, but have some tweezers because some of these little, they get really small when you're trying to push them through. So have a set of tweezers with you. I'm going to grab some tweezers because I know I'm going to need them here. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get cutting on put one of these up. We'll start with the blue and the silver. And we're going to make us the blue and silver one. So we're going to do the blue and silver with the, I'm going to do the curved one for this one. So you're going to take this straight edge and it's going to rest on that fold. So the only cutting that you're going to be doing is you're going to be cutting the curve and then you're going to be cutting these lines. So once you have it in position, right, there's a little bit that I could shave off of both sides, but I'm just going to leave that alone. And we're just going to cut the curve. You're cutting through a lot of layers here. Go ahead and trim up the sides. And now you're going to cut all of these lines here. So just be careful and keep your fingers out of the way. Little bitty lines here. Getting to the next line. Always working to keep my fingers out of the way. And the last line right there. So it should be all cut. One other thing that I like to do while it's still folded, this is where I'm going to grab my scissors, and I'm probably going to extend my line by just, well, what you're looking for is you want to make sure when you have this center that the lines go all the way over. If I take this piece right here and I lay it down, I want to make sure that my cut lines completely go to the other side, and it looks like I'm short by about 1/8 of an inch. So I just like go in here and I put just another little snippet just to make them just a little bit longer, because it's easier to have them just slightly longer than short, because you'll have some trouble with that last row. So I'm just adding about 1/8 of an inch. I didn't want to make these lines, our cut lines, any longer because it'll weaken the plastic and these might have snapped off. So you're going to do that for both of the pieces. So let's go ahead and get the second one cut. Again, it's folded. Place it on the fold. And just like we did before, we're going to go ahead and get our curve cut off. Catch that little sliver on the sides. And go ahead and get all of our curves cut. one more cut. And let's go ahead and add our little tiny cut right here. Add about another 1/8 of an inch. Just following the lines up. And one more. So this one's all ready to go for all of our weaving. So I got these. Let's go ahead and cut our red and our green. We're going to cut this one with the ones with the 6 pieces on it. Place it right there on the fold. And cutting all of the lines. One more. I'll give that one also a little bit of an 1/8 of an inch. Another piece of equipment that you might find useful, and I'm using it, is hot glue. You might want to use grab your hot glue gun and get it nice, have it up and going for you. Again, this project works really well with good contrast for your 2 different pieces. Yeah, I cut my lines first before I cut my curve. And now we're going to also give this an extra little boost right here. Add just about an 1/8 of an inch. All right, so let's start some weaving. So you're going to take your 2 pieces, and they're kind of side by side. So in my instructions, I talk about numbering. So for me, the numbering is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but on the other one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going out like this. So you're going to take one, and this is a great project to do while you're sitting. For me, it was just so easier to do, so much easier. So here is my first loop, and here's my first loop on the other side. So I'm going to start this one, and I'm going to go inside the first loop here. So I'm holding this together, I'm going inside this loop here. And then now I'm opening up loop number 1, and I'm going to put this one inside the loop number 1. So that starts the weave. And that's what you're going to be doing over and over to do each one. So this one was in, this was on the outside. Now this one is inside the loop. And now this one, number 4, is going to go into our number 1, or yeah, number 4. So it's going to go inside. See how it's forming our weave? So now this one goes inside this one. The other ones kind of want to slide in too. And then the finishing up with this one, we got to slide the number 6 into the number 1 on the inside. So we push this one in. So that is your first weave of the first loop. Push it up as much as you can. Now it's going to shift around, and you kind of want it to shift a little bit, because once you get finally all of them through, then you'll be able to adjust it and get it to where you need for it to be. Now some people find that you might want to put a clip up on top to see if they will kind of hold these 2 pieces so that they're not opening up on you. I've never done that, but we're going to try it with this one. So now we're going to grab our second loop. since this one went inside the first loop, now we're going to have this one on the outside, but it's going to have the other loop sliding in it too. Like that. See that? So we're starting the second row. So each row, the next row is always the opposite of the row before. So this one goes in. This one's going to go in to this one, opposite. This one's an over. This project is more of a visual than it was writing the written instructions. And then got the last one here. So this one's going to go in between here. And then push it up as much as you can. And you're just going to continue that process till you have it all done. So the next one, get all these other ones out of the way. Just need the third one. This one goes in. You just continue on all the way across the opposite of the row before. When we get closer to the bottom last row, that's where we're going to be pulling out the tweezers. This one goes in. And then this one slides in here. Might even need them at the beginning, right up here. All right, see how it's coming together? Getting there, getting there. 3 more to go. So we'll grab the next one. In, and this one goes through. This one goes in. This one goes through. This one goes in. And then this one goes through. I'm going to push them up as much as I can. Next row. This one goes in this one, so nope, no, it goes in, it goes in. Ah. Goes in. This one goes over it. This one goes in. See, the loops start getting thinner or smaller. The last row is always a little tighter. So here's where it gets kind of small. We're going to just kind of open that up a little bit. You might want, here's where you grab some tweezers, go in, pull, grab it, and pull it through. So now we got to get this last one through all of these pieces, and it's gotten thin here, so you can grab it and kind of pull them. And so we're on our last loop. So this one goes over, but then this part goes in. So we've got to get it started. Grab your tweezers, pull it through. Just like that. This one goes over it. And now we got to go through this next one. one goes over. So I'm just kind of tugging because I can loosen it up once I get it finished. So I'm going to get this last one opened up to get this loop through it. And this loop goes in here. So we'll go in, pull it through. So here's where I just kind of tuck it. You might need to slide things over, slide things through, but this is the look we're looking for. Like this loop here, I need to pull this out a little bit. This one needs to be pulled out a little bit. Got a thread here, I'll trim that away. But here we are, we pretty much have the whole thing all completed. And open it up, and here's your little basket. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on getting the next one done. Okay, so now we're going to do our second one. This is the one where we have the curves, and it's just like doing the first one. So however you want to start, in or through, I like to, it seems like I always go onto the in, onto whichever side you want to have. Again, just like we did before, you're going in and then through, over. I mean, I got it, it's explained in the written instructions, but I even struggled with understanding it. And we're going to go through. The only difference is we got little bit curves going on here. Just weaving all the way across. Now, if you're doing this with a single piece, you don't have any of this having to go through and over. You're just weaving. And the last one goes through. Kind of push it up a little bit. All right, next row. Opposite of the first one. And through. Yeah, but putting that little crease in your fold also really helps in helping getting it through all the different loops that you're feeding it through, because it's got a kind of a fold crease, easier to grab. And then through. And then the last one, this one goes through here. And there's our row 2. Let's grab our next one. We'll just keep going till we get all the way across. See the shape that it's forming? And keep going, and through. Next row. This is the centerpiece. One came out, so let's push it back in. Gotta get that one back in there. There we go. Next row. So this one goes through. And then over. And then through. And then over. Through. Over. My little mantra, through and over, through and over. And then this one goes through. Getting close to where we have to use tweezers. And pull that one. 2 more to go. Now we've got to push this one up a little bit. There we go. Next one. That one did itself. So that one went over or through. And then we go through. That one was over. Over. And through. Over and through. And this one's got to go through or over. All right, one more row to go to get this one finished. So this big piece needs to go through here. Tug on it a little bit, pull it through because you can smooth it all out at the end. Here's where I know I need tweezers going through this one. Reach in, I'm going to grab it. We're going to pull it all the way through. See that? So this one's going to go over. All these little tugs. Over. Just kind of put it in there because I'll probably have to come back and readjust it because this one I have to go through. So before I get it all the way through, I'm going to open it up and get that one back in there. before I close it closed. And it kind of traps it in there once I give it a little tug. See that? Got it where I needed it to be. So this one went through, this one's going to go over. And it's the big piece in the center. Pushing that one in. Now I've lost the one of the strips right here, so I'm going to find it, pull it out, because this has got to go in there. This is where tweezers are really good for this one. Pull it, grab it and pull it out, pull it through. So this one goes over this one. No, it goes in it. It goes, gotta look at the last one. Goes over. Give it a little tug, because I have to get through this one here, the last loop. So I'm going to put my tweezers in there, kind of pull it out. Making sure I have this one over. Now this has to go in here. Once I get it in and give it a little tug, kind of positions all the other ones where I need for it to be. And then we're just going to do a little adjusting. Missed it, kind of lost this one down here, so I'm going to grab it, pull it out just a little bit. Just giving it little tugs. And there we go. We got our last one all done. So just like that, you have your little pocket. So let's go over to the ironing station, and we're going to show you where I've used a little bit of the hot glue to kind of maybe fill in some areas on the side, and then you can tie your little ribbon in here like I've done with this one. I just grabbed one of the inside loops and I just tied it on the inside so you can't even see it. Tied it to one of the top loops. Or like this one, I kind of tucked it in here. This one's hot glued in. But you can tie them, you can glue them. And then I like to put a little glue on some of these areas where the loops come through. And I'll show you with that one where all of those little spots of glue. So I'm going to grab me my ribbon and one of the cords, and we'll go get these all ready to go. Create our little basket part of it. All right. So where I like to put a little hot glue is right here on where the loop is not really connected to anything. It's here and here. So with that being said, just the tiniest little dot to just kind of hold it on both sides of the loop and just squeeze it. Only on these little areas right here. So it's on like opposite on each side. If you feel it needs it, then you don't need to do it. But just some of them I like to do. And I think this one looks really good. Now I'll do this bottom one. Put a little glue here and here on each side. And then to put my ribbon in, you can like tie it onto this one and here and this one. Or in between, just kind of fold this back. You're going to put your little dot of hot glue in here. And then you can take your ribbon and you're going to drop it down in onto there. Close it. Drop my hot glue gun. And then on the opposite side, little glue right there. Kind of fold it back just a little bit. And we're going to just drop this in right here. So it's tucked in between the two ribbons to create your little basket. Same with the silver. If I was going to put some hot glue, maybe here, 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 maybe here on the end. And then to do the little ribbon for this one's got the cord. So just same thing, I just kind of peel it back just a little bit. And then put my cord in here. And to the other side. or you could easily just tie that cord onto that into the inner loop. And there is your basket for this one. All right, so this one, these two pieces right here is considered set one. So you've got, every one of you in your gift got these two pieces, set one, template set one, to make these. We also have, and I'm going to grab those, we're going to make available set two, which is more fun shapes that you can do. So here's your set one and two that you're going to create these. Set two has more lines on this one. This one's based off of a 6. This one's on an 8. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straights. And then you got this odd shape right here. So you're not cutting this straight line. You don't want to do that because you can do this exact 1, 2, 3, 4 with just the 8 here. But what this shape does is create a shape that has a star in the center by when you're doing your cut with this. So this is set two that we're going to have available for all of you. Here it is with, you know, contrasting color. Here it is with the red and the green. Kind of doesn't show up as well as it does with the contrasting color. But the shape is cut where you've got this one is cut. You go up to here, then you cut over and over and here. And then you have your middle cut, and then you cut to here. No, you cut straight up here, over, over, and then up. So you're not cutting the straight line right here. You're just cutting up, then over, over, and up to create that shape. And then this one here is the 8. So here's the 8. All the singles lines to create the 8. This really nice checkerboard. Here it is with the blue and silver. Here it is with pink, you know, with the fairy frost. But I wanted you to see some variations with this one also. So this one here where you just cut the single and then you didn't cut 2 and then you cut the single and then you cut the single and then you skip 2 and then you cut the last one. That gave you this look. This one here is where I did the opposite, where I left 2, skipped 2, cut 1, cut 1, cut 1, cut 1, and skipped the last 2. Gave me a different look. So this is set 2. You all got set 1 in your box. They're absolutely so much fun to do these, and I hope you enjoyed our variation of the Martelli Swedish Hearts. And you've got plenty of time this month to make all kinds of nice ornaments as gifts, or you can put these, make them as tags for gift tags. Just have fun with them, and I can't wait to see the ones that you make. All right, everybody, Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.